Welcome to Sports Chatter. I'm your host, Ryder.
And I'm the co-host, Ryan Shin.
I'm your sound engineer, Bradley Olsen.
I'm your producer, Cesar Magana.
And they'll be joining me on a journey through the impact of sports in our community. Sports are very important in today's society, no matter what you may think about them. They have the ability to bring entire communities together, create familial relationships, and forever friendships, no matter how different you may be. Sports reach across the world in every acre of the planet, and there's thousands of them.
The FIFA World Cup gets millions of views worldwide, and the World Series in the USA gets international attention from the countries you wouldn't even know are interested in sports. I firmly believe that sports are an integral part of today's modern society, and it teaches us many important lessons and values, if you really look into it. Today, we're going to delve into the impact of sports in our community, as well as interviewing others about the importance of sportsmanship and the values that you learn from watching/playing sports.
First, we interviewed a sports player among Granite Hills High School. Hello, my name is Ryder, and this is Sports Chatter. Who will I be interviewing today?
Hi, my name's Alan.
What is your favorite sports team and why?
My favorite sports team has to be the Lakers because they've been pretty good this year, although they lost in the playoffs.
Who is your favorite professional athlete and why?
My favorite athlete has to be LeBron James. I mean, he's the GOAT, so.
What is your favorite moment in sports and why?
My favorite moment has to be when Freddie Freeman walked it off in the World Series. I mean, that was just the best experience.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned from sports as a fan/player?
The biggest lesson that I've learned is to never underestimate your opponents, even in dire times. Like, you just have to expect higher from them.
How is sportsmanship important to you and why?
It's important to me because it gives a really good, environment when playing, and that's what I mostly like.
How have sports impacted you personally?
Sports have impacted me by, making new friends and just having a better community to be around.
All right, nice to meet you, Alan. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Have you ever hit a game winner in the NBA Finals? You ever make the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl? Ever hit the game-winning penalty in the World Cup? All these moments is how it feels to drive a Ford F-150.
Second, we interviewed a coach at Granite Hills High School. Hello, my name is Ryder. This is Sports Chatter, and who am I interviewing today?
Coach Medina.
All right. What is your favorite sports team and why?
My favorite sports team is the Los Angeles Rams. I grew up a Ram fan. My dad was a Ram fan. And so we've just had a lot of good moments watching Ram games.
Who is your favorite professional athlete and why?
Kobe Bryant's my favorite professional athlete. Just his attitude and work ethic about the game and the way he approaches the game is he's a good role model for students and for just people in general.
What is your favorite moment in sports and why?
When the Rams won the Super Bowl, they're obviously my favorite team, and it was just cool to see that and experience it with my family. We were all watching together.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned from sports as a fan/coach/player?
I think the biggest lesson I learned comes from coaching, and it's just this idea that you should never be afraid of failing and that hard work pays off. And I think I see that played out year after year as a coach.
How is sportsmanship important to you and why?
I think sportsmanship is probably one of the biggest goals of sports, especially non-professional sports, because those are the most transferable traits into life, into your profession, into your family, and stuff like that.
How have sports impacted you personally?
Well, football is a huge part of my life. I'd say like 90% of my time revolves around football, and so obviously it has impacted me in major ways. I think it has the power to change the trajectory of students' lives, and I think that's really powerful.
That'll be all. Thank you for reading.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh no! My basketball!
Don't worry, Mr. Clean's here.
Mr. Clean!
With Mr. Clean's magic eraser, any stain can be removed.
Wow, it's a whole new ball!
Now you could get 6 magic erasers for the low, low price of $5.49.
Finally, we're gonna interview a longtime sports fan. I'm Ryan Shin, and you are?
I am Mr. Smallwood.
Okay, on to our first question. Who is your favorite professional athlete and why?
Jeez, there's a lot. 45 years old and a big sports fan, so you're going to have a lot of different athletes over time. If I was a kid in the 1980s, Magic Johnson, because I was a huge Laker fan. In the 1990s, I loved the tennis player Pete Sampras, then Andy Roddick. Phil Mickelson, the golfer, live and die with Sweet Phil. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, early 2000s, late 1990s, loved them, absolutely loved them. I would say as of recent, I don't know if Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning. But as of recent, it's interesting because now as I'm getting older, my focus is maybe more team-oriented. So love the Dodgers. So Max Muncy I like. He's got to hit a little better. But, I would say those would be some of the big ones in my life.
Okay. What is your favorite sport and team?
So again, as I've gotten older, so just to start the question, Dodgers, baseball. I've hated baseball when I was a teenager. I thought it was boring. I enjoyed basketball, NBA more, and NFL football more. Love it. But as I've gotten older, I've loved more and more baseball. I don't know what it is. It's just something I enjoy more and more now. But then when it comes to football, I love football of all types. And I really don't have a favorite team anymore because I have a different philosophy on it. I just enjoy the sport. NBA, I'm a Laker guy. So I enjoy the Lakers. But I would say those would be my favorite teams. No team in football, but Lakers, Dodgers would be my favorite teams.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned from sports as a fan?
How to handle failure. Because even if you're the greatest basketball player or considered that, take a guy like Michael Jordan, he still only shot 42%, 43%. That means he missed a lot more than he made. In baseball, you're a great player if you're successful 30% of the time. I think sports teaches you how to handle, because it's easy to be the winner. How do you be a good loser? How do you be someone who overcomes, a better player or a better team? I've been on teams where I'm a good player. Maybe I'm the best or one of the best players on the court, but I've been on an inferior team, and you still have to shake hands and learn from it and be okay with it. Because I think life throws more, there's a lot of, life ain't perfect. And sports really teaches you kind of how to handle that, how to work with others, and how to accept, your own shortcomings, your own abilities, how to improve on them, how to work harder if you really want something. I think those are just great lessons in life.
How is sportsmanship important to you?
Sportsmanship's the concept of respect. Good people will be respectful to others. Good people can win at something and then understand, hey, it's just a game, or hey, you're good too. I think sportsmanship is just that concept of being fair, being nice, being a good human.
And last question. How have sports impacted you personally?
Obviously, I know and love sports a lot, right? I wake up in the morning, I watch sports talk. I end my day following baseball scores or making sure to see who won tonight's NBA game, right? So sports is, some people, like I have friends, they're really into music. That's great. Some of my friends, like my wife, she's really into like horror movies and her favorite TV shows and animals and things. My hobby is sports. It's just the thing I enjoy. And I think I got the hobby from my dad. He was a Dodger Laker fan, so I picked up all of that from him. So that's also created a bond for me. And, that's just something that I still keep with me and cherish to this day. It's just my love of sports, playing it, following it, knowing it. That's just what I do.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
As we interviewed these sports fans, coaches, and players, we noticed one thing in common with all of them. We noticed that each sport can be very similar and different at the same time with the responses we got through the values they share.
Sportsmanship and the enjoyment of sports all share some sort of relationship with each other, even if the impact of the sports can be a little different. This is Sports Chatter. I'm Ryan Shin.
And I'm Ryder Rush, signing off.
Thank you for listening.